Welcome to the Stream Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown 205 Live results for the week of March the 20th, 2020. Birthdays from the 18th. Raw Superstar EC3 turned 37, while TNA Tag Team Rick Martel, WWE Tag Team Champion Rick Martel turned 64. And wrestling veteran Mike Quackenbush turned 44. Also would have been the birthday of 94th birthday of legendary wrestling announcer Lance Russell. March 19th birthday is Rick McGraw, 1955. Evan Bourne, 1983. Jimmy Havoc, 1984. Matt Seidel, 1983. Evan Bourne. March 19th, AJ Lee. She was born 1987. The year I graduated high school. March, the 20th birthday is Hall of Famer Sting turned 61. While Casey James turned 38. Former TNA star Homicide turned 41. And former WCW star Sick Boy Vic turned 45. Also birthdays Matt Tevin, 1985. Chris Candido, 1972. Killer Kelly, 1992. Rounding out birthdays for 22nd, B. Priestley, 1996. As I'm doing this video, hoping I can get it uploaded by the time Raw comes on. NXT superstar Chelsea Green took to Twitter the afternoon to document the new look of her boyfriend. At this link, Raw superstar Zack Ryder, seen in 3 tweets. Green revealed how Ryder finally settled on the clean-shaven look. Ryder has not commented on the tweets as of this video. He even had the Hulk Hogan mustache going on. The second episode of Ronda's Kitchen series from Ronda Rousey's personal YouTube can be seen in this link. Filmed back on Friday, February 25th at her Browsy Acres farm. The episode features WWE announcer Corey Graves. Graves and Rousey make Kobe beef tacos in her kitchen. Rousey's husband Travis Brown and friend Blurry Jesse join them for a taste treat. And the YouTube description reads like this: SmackDown commentator Corey Graves stops by Browsy Acres to cook up some tacos with Ronda Rousey using Kobe meat. No one really knows that what they're doing, but everything turning out incredibly delicious. John Cena is set to release a third book this fall. The third installment can be found at this link. Cena's best-selling children's series Elbow Grease, currently scheduled to be released this coming on Tuesday, September 29th. But you can order the book in advance at a sale price. You can go to that link for that. Elbow Grease, Fast Friends, will be released on Hardcore and Kindle. Cena wrote the book while Howard McWilliam did the illustrations. The book follows Elbow Grease, a New York Times #1 bestseller, and its sequel, Elbow Grease versus Motorozilla. WWE SmackDown superstar Daniel Bryan looking to become a part-time wrestler here soon, as he spoke on the official podcast of 2020 WWE Hall of Famers. The Bella Twins heard below and revealed that WWE will be giving him 6 weeks off for paternity leave in a few months when wife Brie Bella gives birth to their second child. WWE has been great. They're going to give me 6 weeks of maternity leave, Bryan said, which so few places in the United States do that. So I'll get to be home the first 6 weeks. But after that, it's not long until my contract is up. So he'll be finishing off his contract with 6 weeks off. Bryan continued talking about his WWE contract expiring later this year and said he's been talking about what is next after that. We've been talking about what what we do from there. But to me, in my mind, it's almost, I think I'm just done being a full-time wrestler. You know what I mean? Bello then chimed in and pointed out how Bryan has found his new passion, being a dad, and Bryan agreed. Bryan said he'd like to wrestle once a month or every few months. Thus talking about indie fans wrestling. And that's the thing. I love being a dad. I will always love wrestling. I always love wrestling. Bryan said, adding the emphasis, and I will always want to do wrestling. But when I say always want to do wrestling, that means maybe once a month or once every couple of months. Bree later noted that how she and Bryan have it down to an easy process now, with a nanny traveling with them, but they feel like a second child is going to force them to change their schedules and their careers. Bryan was forced to officially retire from the in-ring action back in 2016 due to concussion-related issues. It was believed that he would never return to the ring, but he worked hard to get medically cleared to compete, and was finally cleared more than 2 years later. On March 20th, 2018, Bryan then returned to the ring at WrestleMania 34 on April 8th, 2018, and wrestled his first match since April 4th, 2015. WrestleMania 34 saw Bryan and Shane McMahon defeat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Bryan was a member of the active roster ever since. No word yet what kind of talks WWE has had with Bryan about his future with the company, or exactly what Bryan has planned. Stay tuned for updates as we get closer to the 6 weeks of maternity leave, which will likely see him written out of storylines until he's brought back. Bella Trends announced their pregnancies back in January. paIGE appeared during SmackDown on Fox and announced a six-pack elimination match for SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania 36. The match will see Bayley defend her title against Sasha Banks, Tamina Snuka, Dana Brooke, Naomi, and Lacey Evans. WrestleMania 36 host Ron Cassidy also appeared on tonight's show and made Elias vs. King Corbin for the grandest stage of them all. After all, won't be in front of an audience. SmackDown also saw Daniel Bryan challenge WWE Continental Champion Sami Zayn to a match at WrestleMania 36. Sami agreed, but to put a stipulation in the way. Next week's SmackDown will feature Shinsuke Nakamura versus Drew Gulak. And if Gulak wins, then Bryan will get WrestleMania 36 match against Sami with the title on the line. Hall of Famer Jerry King Lawler spoke with USA Today commercial appeal after commenting on this past Monday's Raw, which took place at the PC in Orlando. Lawler then recalled an empty arena match in 1981 against Terry Funk at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, saying that he felt kind of dumb going through a match without any fan reaction. He noted football training camps, piping crowd noise, and maybe that's something WWE could do for matches. That may have been the very first empty arena match. Lawler recalled about his match with Funk. Of course, ours was done intentionally. It was at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was classic at the time. When I go back and think about it, I do remember right in the middle of the match, I thought, this feels stupid. He throws me into an empty chairs and those sort of things. There's no fans screaming, no background noise at all. It just makes you feel kind of dumb. During his interview, Lawler also noted that WWE checked the temperatures of anyone who came into the Performance Center as a precaution for dealing with the coronavirus. It was definitely different, Lawler stated about Monday's Raw. Everything about it was different. Another WWE Live event has been canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. Representatives of the ASM Global Rapids Parish Coliseum in Alexandria, Louisiana, announced this week that the WWE Live event scheduled for the arena this Saturday, March 21st, has been has been nixed. Refunds for the show are available at all points of purchase. Ticketmaster will be issuing automatic refunds to the fans who bought their tickets online. This was a report that was supposedly false, as I called myself the Alexandria Coliseum and said that they are not canceled. They are postponed due to later in June. It was noted that a high volume of unprecedented cancellations. It could take up to 30 days to receive a refund. I was promised within 3 days a refund for the 21st, as it was totally canceled. Well, Mick Foley spoke on CM Punk concussions and his daughter Noelle's at this link. One of the reasons why Punk left WWE the first time around was due to health issues and suffering numerous concussions. Foley's daughter Noelle has also struggled with concussion issues lately, and Foley talked about that on how hers occurred. She got injured riding a roller coaster. Being my daughter, she grew up a huge roller coaster enthusiast. She was also always tall for her age, and I remembered her riding Nitro at Six Flags at age 6. There were Dewey and Noel, and they had a 400-pound man jump on the safety bar in order to squeeze me in there, recalled Foley. She grew up loving roller coasters, but this one just rattled her. I hoped it would go away like most do, especially if you haven't had a succession of head injuries, but this one has been difficult for her to overcome, and she's going to see specialists. She's looking for answers, and it's been a tough year for her. He then noted that she hasn't done any wrestling training in a while. Foley feels especially guilty because he had booked an Airbnb near Dollywood where it happened, but had to take bookings that gave Noel and Frank the place for the weekend. WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley is also selling his 5-room, 3.5 bedroom house in Smithtown, New York, because he's looking to get away from the cold weather and move south, according to Newsday. Not New Day, Tag Team, Newsday. The Foley family has lived in the home for the past 10 years. The home sits on Riverview Terrace and overlooks the Nisagawa River. It's currently listed for $1.25 million. My wife has difficulties with New York winters, Foley said. Foley also noted a big fan of Christmas and Santa Claus, revealed that the home has a room dedicated to the holiday. Christmas room includes holiday decor and gifts that has been given over the years. You can see a photo of Foley sitting at this link. There's 2 links. And his sitting in the Christmas room at the link. When I moved back to Long Island 20 years ago, we bought a house that needed a lot of work done, and we could have started anywhere. I decided to start on a man cave that turned into a year-end Christmas room, he said, laughing. He added that when they moved to the home, that was the first room he paid attention to celebrate Christmas year-round. The 1-acre property sits adjacent to the Wetlands Bird Sanctuary. The tax bill on the land, $25,078. Foley recalled living in the 4,247 square foot home with the walls of windows overlooking the Nisagawa River. We fell in love with the view. We loved the privacy. We loved the unique nature of the house. It was unlike anything we've seen before, he said. Go to that link for the look at the houses. The house. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson announced on Instagram at this link that production of his new film, Red Notice, is on hold for 2 weeks due to coronavirus. We are pressing pause on our Netflix production of Red Notice, effective this Monday for the next 2 weeks. The Rock announced on Instagram, "It's my privilege to speak eye to eye with our entire crew to help give a little clarity and guidance. As the most important thing right now is for us to get everyone home to their concerned families. Gotta protect our babies, spouses, loved ones, and elderly. We'll continue to monitor and assess this situation closely to make the best decisions for our families first and then our business." Ember announced that she will be live streaming exclusively on Twitch at this link. She will be announcing soon on her Instagram and Twitter time details. Also, Moon is currently out of action due to her Achilles heel injury. Brian Pillman Jr. was forced to pull out of FSW Mecca 6 due to an undisclosed illness and is now have more unfortunate news regarding a new event. Matt Hardy has also announced that he will be able to make the show, won't be able to make the show either. The reason for the absence, due to the travel issues, Matt Hardy posted a video at this link. You can see where he said that he had a frustrating day at the airport. There is some speculation on the coronavirus pandemic possibly affecting certain wrestlers who need to travel across the border between Canada and the United States, as the border has been closed. Most notably, WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, U.S. President Donald Trump, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced earlier this week that the border will likely be closed due to non-essential traffic. Trade will not be affected, but the mutual agreement is closing the border to tourism and recreational travel as a way to help limit the spread of the COVID-19 outbreak. Lesnar lives in Canada, province of Saskatchewan. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that the belief right now is that Lesnar will be able to make it across the border for his upcoming WWE dates. We should have a better idea on Monday's Raw, as Lesnar is scheduled for that show. Of course, in the empty PC arena. And his WrestleMania 36 opponent, Drew McIntyre. Confidential settlement has been reached in a $110 million lawsuit brought against Cox Radio, Cox DJ, Mike Cowhead Calta, and Matt Spiceboy Lloyd, and a few other defendants by WWE Hall of Famer, the Hulkster, according to Bay News 9. No word yet on the settlement, and Hogan did not return a request for a comment. Cox Radio also declined to comment. A lot of speculation on WWE possibly changing the WrestleMania 36 card that is airing from the Performance Center and other multiple locations with no crowds. Instead of Raymond James Stadium, as originally planned, other locations have not been announced, but WrestleMania 36 is scheduled to air Saturday, April 4th and Sunday, April 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. our time, Central Time, by pay-per-view and WWE Network only. At one point, WWE had 16 matches planned for the WrestleMania 36 card, but not sure yet on if the plan is scheduled, as they have removed 2 matches from the card, Royal Rumbles. Pro Wrestling Sheet reports the WWE confirmed to them that 7th Annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and the 3rd Annual WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal will not take place this year as a way to help limit the number of superstars gathering in the ring. This is another change made due to the coronavirus pandemic. The 2 Battle Royals have been pulled from WrestleMania 36 card. Don't forget they were always pre-show. As another way to abide the guidelines and recommendations from the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and other local governments as much as possible while producing the big event. This one of the many precautionary measures the WWE officials are taking during WrestleMania 36 to help flatten the curve amid the COVID-19 outbreak. Also, WWE issued a statement to Sports Illustrated confirming that all talent and staff entering the closed sets are required to participate in medical testing. Still no word yet on where these locations will be, but it reported earlier that most of WrestleMania 36 content will shoot from the Performance Center, while some gimmick matches will take place elsewhere. On a related note, WWE officials are currently planning an ambitious taping schedule and will get them through WrestleMania 36, according to Post Wrestling. The plan as of the day is to tape the remaining episodes of Raw and SmackDown leading up to WrestleMania 36. No word yet on when these tapings will take place. WWE will reportedly go ahead with this week's SmackDown on Fox, featuring WrestleMania host Rob Gronkowski and contract signing for Roman Reigns versus Bill Goldberg. Then we'll take the March 23rd and March 30th episodes of Raw, plus the March 27th and April 3rd editions of SmackDown. There continues to be speculation on WWE possibly airing WrestleMania 36 matches live or taped on Saturday, April 4th and Sunday, April 5th. There is also an internal memo going around WWE headquarters in Stamford about how to promote WrestleMania 36 on the WWE Network. According to Post Wrestling, it's being said that to avoid taglines such as live on the WWE Network and or streaming live, and to instead promote the event as too big for one night. The language and in this memo is not confirmed that WrestleMania 36 will be taped, but it's worth noting that they're wanting to leave the word live out of the promotional material. Furthermore, this is the WWE website. There is a WWE website preview for the Undertaker vs. AJ Styles that will change from streaming live to just streaming to promote the WrestleMania broadcast. Also noted on Thursday, WWE officials have been planning the ambitious taping schedule that will get them through WrestleMania 36, which is also first reported by Post. The plan as of Thursday was to tape March 23rd and 30th Raw episodes, March 27th and April 3rd SmackDown episodes. No word yet on exactly when those will be held. It was also reported that some in WWE expect WWE to tape both nights of WrestleMania 36 over the next week as well. That was not confirmed, as another source was unsure if that will happen. In an update on the tapings from Thursday, Post now reports that it's believed the WWE will tape additional SmackDown content on Saturday, then the Raw episodes on Monday and Tuesday. F4WOnline.com added to the plan that was to tape March 27th and April 3rd SmackDown episodes the next day, 2 days at the Performance Center. There would then be Monday's Raw from Performance Center, and March 30th Raw will be taped on Tuesday, also at the PC. Also possible that WWE re-airs older footage to fill time on upcoming TV shows to reduce the amount of in-ring matches and to keep physicality between the talents to a minimum. WWE recently aired the Women's Elimination Chamber and the Men's Royal Rumble match from Raw from the PC to help fill the shows, as they did as well on SmackDown, as you will hear later. Regarding both nights of WrestleMania, F4WOnline.com adds that the show will likely be taped, but the decision is being kept a secret. Few people in the company are being kept in the loop regarding the live versus tape decision for WrestleMania 36. Noted that the wrestlers know more than anyone else does. Still no word yet of what will replace the NXT TakeOver Tampa Bay event that was ditched when WWE canceled the original WrestleMania 36 week plan due to coronavirus pandemic. As of Thursday, when I got the news posted on my notepad, ready for the video, no hope of doing a standard NXT TV episode this coming Wednesday instead of the format they used this past Wednesday. That's why I gave you on my video, it was only a highlighted video where they showed just matches of previous, what have you. And Triple H and Tom Phillips in the arena. WrestleMania 36 is scheduled to air on the 4th and 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. The show will air from the PC on multiple locations. And here's what we got going. Saturday, April 4th, Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. Charlotte Flair versus Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. Undertaker versus AJ Styles. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. On Sundays, you got Roman Reigns versus Bill Goldberg. Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch. John Cena versus Fiend. That's all you got. 7 matches for your whole entire thing. So where you got 16 matches? Unknown. Don't know. Important to note that WWE has not officially announced which matches will air each night. While the WWE website has these matches listed for Saturday and Sunday. The location is the same for each match. The PC. That should change once they announce other locations. WWE reportedly will shoot gimmick matches for WrestleMania 36 locations besides the PC in Orlando. It will be a 2-night streaming. Of course, it will be on the WWE Network at 7 p.m. live, and Gronkowski will host both nights. Reported by Wrestling Observer Newsletter Radio that most of WrestleMania 36 material will air from the PC. There will be gimmick matches shot at locations. I got the news from several different sites. Sonya Deville made history as the first open gay female in WWE. Since then, the company has signed other LGBTQ talent. Deville was asked if she's communicating with them in an interview at Uproxx at this link. Yeah, for sure. Jake Atlas recently signed, and me and him have had a couple of conversations by Instagram and stuff, and he loves the new line. So I'm going to send him a bunch of stuff. Said DeVille. He's been a super big supporter. I just think it's so cool that there's more of us now. When I got here, I was the only one, and I was the only one for 3 years that I knew of. So it's really cool to see the unity. Well, she's not the only one, because Finn Balor also wore the LGBTQ band last year in events. The bill discussed Finn Balor wearing rainbow attire at WrestleMania, as well as Charlotte having t-shirts available in rainbow as signs of progress. So is Charlotte also LGBTQ? As she's been dating Andrade. As you can see it in the link here, special edition of WWE's Bunk aired earlier with Jeff Hardy, Jake Maverick, Braun Strowman, and Alexa Bliss, and Xavier Woods calling in. Hardy made his first appearance on the Bunk, revealed that WWE is giving him back No More Words theme song. Jeff returned to action on last week's SmackDown on Fox from the PC Center and defeated King Corbin. Hardy acknowledged that it was different performing in front of no crowd and said he pictured something bigger for his return. But it was just something he has to deal with because of the way the world is right now. I look forward to being in front of crowd again because I think I'm getting my old thing back. From 2008, 2009, called No More Words. And it's going to be special again. Hardy revealed. The host then asked Hardy if he was confirming the return of the theme, which you could They didn't post a link. I'm confirming it right now. Yes, Hardy said. Jeff was then asked about his recent comments on WWE Backstage, about how he plans on being a different version of Jeff Hardy in 2020. He talked about how the biggest difference is his new back tattoo, which you can read about and seeing by going to his Twitter account and seeing there. Jeff said the tattoo shows a demon morphing out of his back and said that makes him unique and different from the way he was before. Jeff, who was recently mentioned a possible feud with Roman Reigns, then revealed that he also wants a program with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I've got a lot of just crazy ideas. Jeff said of his future in WWE. People who have been asked about me the last few months, who do you want to wrestle that you've never wrestled? And I've been just going to Roman Reigns, but I keep forgetting the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I have all these crazy ideas that can move forward into this abstract world between the two of us. And seeing the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, is definitely a huge dream match of mine. There's no word on yet if WWE is considering Hardy versus Fiend, but we'll keep you updated. The latest episode of WWE's List This at this link with Ryan Reynolds, featuring a look at superstars as kids on TV. That's WWE TV, that is. The video features The Rock, Sasha Banks, Johnny Gargano, Charlotte Flair, Peyton Royce, Maurice, The Velveteen Dream, The Usos, AJ Lee, Natalya, Tyson Kidd, and David Hart Smith. The New Day's Kofi Kingston, Big E and Xavier Woods are set to appear in Nickelodian's All That show. That was aired on Saturday night at this link. And this is a behind-the-scenes look at the show, courtesy of the Weekend WWE. 2020 Hall of Famers, the Bella Twins, and E have announced the 5th season of Total Bellas will now premiere on Thursday, April 2nd at 9 p.m. instead of Thursday, April 9th, 1 week earlier. Wrestling stars from across the world are sharing photos of their very first wrestling gear compared to their latest attire. The list includes NJPW's Will Ospreay, WWE's Ricochet, and Mustafa Ali. At this link, Impact's TJ Perkins, AEW's B. Priestley and Colt Cabana, Ring of Honor's Mark Haskins, and more. Check them out at the link. Several WWE superstars are reportedly still hoping that WrestleMania 36 gets postponed. WWE announced on Monday that WrestleMania 36 will air at tonight's event, April 4th and 5th. And the host will be Rob Gronkowski. Reportedly on by WrestleVotes, WWE talents are still hoping that the show would be pushed back until sometime later this year. Spoke to a source who says, and this is a direct quote, the majority of the talent are still hoping that Mania gets postponed, was tweeted. On a related note, Raw superstar Randy Orton expressed frustration with the new WrestleMania 36 promotional graphic that was included with Monday's big announcement. The graphic now features WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, Gronk, Roman Reigns, John Cena, and Drew McIntyre, as Orton was replaced. And you can see it at this link. Orton reposted the graphic as he was removed off the thing. He said, well, ain't that some BS? Hashtag, let me count the ways. Orton is set to appear on Monday's Raw episode to accept the WrestleMania 36 challenge issued by Hall of Famer Edge this week for a last man standing match. WWE has not confirmed the Orton versus Edge match as of this video, but both were left off the new graphic issued from Raw. Netflix has released footage at this link from the new project with WWE, the main event and the Big Show. The main event is a live action movie for kids and teens from the WWE studios. It will premiere on Netflix on Friday, April 10th. Big Show, the family sitcom featuring veteran WWE superstar Big Show, will premiere on Netflix Monday, April 6th, the day after WrestleMania 36. Main event was filmed last year in Vancouver. The story follows a 10-year-old boy who is bullied but dreams of growing up to become a WWE superstar. He gets to live his dream while he discovers a secret super breakfast cereal or magical lucha mask, depending on the synopsis release, turning him into the Spaghetti Kid. The movie features appearances by Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, The Miz, WWE NXT North American Champion Keith Lee, Bray Wyatt, Mauro Ranallo, Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix, Otis, Baba Tunde, Ayabushi, and others. John Cena cameo was also rumored at one point. The rest of the cast includes Seth Carr, Kim Marino, Tachina, Arnold, and Adam Pally. Parts of the movie were filmed at Full Sail University, NXT's Arena, and the WWE Performance Center. Netflix has released the first official synopsis of the Big Show, which reads like this. Former WWE wrestler Big Show is out of the ring and ready for an even tougher challenge. Raising $3 with his wife in Florida. Netflix page for the Big Show notes that it is aimed at kids ages 11 to 12. Logos for the two show, along with a new photo of the Big Show with his on-screen family. WWE main event miss results for Raw taping. Raw Tag Team Champions Angelo Dawkins with Raw Tag Team Champions Montez Ford and Murphy with the Com made their entrance. This might be the first week that main event has had more matches than Raw. Angelo Dawkins versus Murphy. Murphy locks in a waist lock on Dawkins. Dawkins backs Murphy into the corner. Murphy pushes Dawkins. Later in the match, Murphy runs towards Dawkins in the corner. Dawkins dumps Murphy over on the top rope to the ring apron. Murphy hits an enziguri on Dawkins. Murphy sends the turnbuckles. Murphy connects with a double knee to Dawkins. Murphy pins Dawkins for a 2 count. Akam pushes Ford at ringside. Ford ducks a clothesline attempt by Akam. Ford super kicks Akam. Murphy sends Ford into the barrier at ringside. Murphy gets back in the ring. Dawkins nails a sit-out powerbomb on Murphy. Dawkins pins Murphy for the win. Where the match, Angelo Dawkins. Recap from Raw was shown, featuring Edge's in-ring promo. Recap of Raw was shown to close the show, featuring Stone Cold, Steve Austin attacking Byron Saxton and drinking beers with Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. That was from last week. SmackDown results. SmackDown opens up from on Fox, live from a PC in Orlando. Michael Cole welcomes us to the show. The show was moved from the Performance Center due to the coronavirus pandemic. Cole, who was in the ring alone, hypes John Cena versus Fiend, Bray Wyatt for WrestleMania 36 and says, "We take a look at the feud tonight." Also, paIGE will be here to confront for SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. Cole talks about WrestleMania 36 airing over 2 nights this year with 3-time NFL superstar, NFL Super Bowl champion Ron Gronkowski serving as his official host, not a wrestler, as of yet. Cole sends us to a video package looking at Gronk. Cole says there will be a party at WrestleMania 36. Mojo is in the ring with Coleslaw. Cole goes to introduce Gronk, but Mojo snatches the mic and tries to get Cole hyped up for the introduction of his best friend. Mojo does the introduction instead, and out comes former New England Patriot, tight end Gronk. Gronk dances in the ring, Fortnite style. It says he's been watching WWE since he was a kid. From the nosebleeds, he's watched the early days of FCW to support his friend Mojo. He's been at the sold-out WrestleMania events in the front of 80,000 people, and now he's in front of 0 people tonight, but he's still hyped. Gronk mentions his WrestleMania 36 hosting gig. Mojo says he's here to watch Gronk's back because WWE is different from the NFL when it comes to hard hitting. They get hyped up together and celebrate with Gronk, delivering chops to Mojo's chest. Music interrupts, and out comes King Baron Corbin. Corbin congratulates Gronk on making it through WWE, but says he's setting himself up for the failure by aligning himself with Mojo. Corbin goes on and says he expects Gronk to get on his knees and bow down to his king. Gronk isn't having that. He goes on and talking to Gronk, but the music interrupts and out comes Elias with his latest song. He just annoys Corbin, but he listens. This leads to Gronk shoving Corbin back over Mojo as Mojo kneels behind him. They laugh at Corbin. Elias ends up entering the ring and attacking Corbin. Talking him out of the ring, Gronk says he can't make matches, but he proposes Elias versus Corbin at WrestleMania 36. Gronk, Mojo, and Elias celebrate as Corbin looks on from the ramp. Kozlov says we have to find out what WWE officials say about that match. Still to come, Universal Champion Bill Goldberg will be here to sign his WrestleMania 36 contract with Roman Reigns. We see Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn backstage walking. Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak versus Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. Go back to the ring. Out comes Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. They try to get the yes chant going for the empty arena. Back to commercial. Back for the break. We see Bryan and Gulak warming up together. Out next comes Cesaro, Nakamura, and Sami Zayn, leading to them. Their team to the ring. Greg Campbell does the ring introductions. Bryan starts off with Nakamura as they trade holds, sizing each other up. Sami joins Cole on commentary. Bryan takes control and tags in Gulak for a quick double team. Cesaro makes his way in. Gulak takes him down with the scissors and grounds him. More back and forth. Nakamura's a legal man. Bryan fights back and connects with an uppercut. Nakamura tags in Cesaro as he kicks Bryan. Bryan sends Nakamura to the floor. Bryan ends up sending Nakamura over the table. Almost into Sami's lap. Cesaro unloads, taking out both opponents with power moves, and Sami stands up and cheers him on. Cesaro has words with the referee while the others are down on the outside. Back to commercial. Back for the break, and the Hills kick the show. Cesaro works Bryan around and tags Nakamura back in. Nakamura drops Bryan and hits a big knee drop for a 2 count. Cesaro with another tag as they keep Bryan grounded. Working him around and back in the corner. Cesaro with a big right hand. Cesaro whips Bryan in the corner and keeps following up with a running European uppercut. Gulak and Nakamura tag in at the same time. Gulak nails a big drop kick. Gulak unloads with strikes against the ropes as the referee warns him. Gulak with a big German suplex for a 2 count. They tangle up. They tangle on the mat. Nakamura applies armbar. Gulak turns it into a 2 count. Nakamura levels Gulak with a big kick to the jaw out of nowhere. Cesaro and Nakamura with a big double team now. Gulak kicks out too. Send Cesaro with another big uppercut. More offense on Gulak. Bryan ends up dropped out on the floor, and Sami taunts him. Gulak fights off Cesaro and Nakamura in the ring. Looking for a comeback, Gulak manages to level Nakamura with a big clothesline, and they both go down. Gulak can't tag because Bryan is still down on the floor. Cesaro and Gulak go at it in the middle of the ring. Gulak keeps fighting Cesaro off. Bryan comes back to the apron and tags in for a double team. Bryan ends up rolling Cesaro up for the pin as Gulak stops Nakamura from coming back in to make the save. After the match, Sami yells at the referee and claims Bryan wasn't illegal. Yes, he was. He tagged in. Bryan's music hits, and as he and Gulak start celebrating, we go to replays, and it shows the tag. Bryan and Gulak talk some trash, back to Sami. So the come segment, Reigns versus Goldberg contract signing. Also looked like John Cena versus Bray Wyatt from WrestleMania 30. And paIGE is here to confront SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. Kozlov's Bugs, ESPN will be airing WrestleMania 30 WrestleMania event beginning Sunday night. Back to commercial. Back for the break. Daniel Bryan is backstage with Drew Gulak. And by the way, that was the most 3 hours of events from WrestleMania from Sunday. Back from the break, Daniel Bryan backstage with Gulak. Sami walks up and rants about how they shouldn't be celebrating a mediocre win. He says they squeaked out a win last week and this week. Sami asks Bryan when he's going to come to his senses and start listening to the Intercontinental Champion and quit listening to this nobody. Bryan fires back and challenges Sami to a title match at WrestleMania. Sami says if God can defeat Shinsuke Nakamura next week on SmackDown, then Bryan will get his title shot at WrestleMania. We go back to the ring and Michael Cole is in the ring. He introduces Paige on the big screen. She goes on to speak, but the music interrupts and Sasha Banks and SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley come out. They're not happy with Paige no showing last week and getting time this week. They welcome her to their show and tell her to get on with what she has to say. Paige goes on and calls them bullies. They laugh at her for being forced into retirement. Paige says they're right. Her career is over and what she loves to do was taken away from her. And she wouldn't wish that on anyone, even Sasha and Bayley. Paige goes on and says she spoke to the people at Fox and asked if she could be the one to announce Bayley's match. Bayley says they are skipping WrestleMania and going right into the Hall of Fame. After all, the Hall of Fame is normally before WrestleMania. Paige reveals that it will be Bayley defending against Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, Tamina Snuka, Naomi, and Sasha in a six-pack elimination match. Let's go one-on-one. I beat all these people before, but not in this match. Big difference. Banks is the last name announced. She looks over at Bayley, and Bayley storms out of the ring. Paige's music hits, and Banks looks onto the ring. Starts up with a look, just a look, and then gets a little smile on her face in the segment. Bayley hugs her title, and walks in back. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we get a hype from WrestleMania 36 feud between John Cena and The Fiend. Cole leads us to a replay of Cena versus Wyatt for WrestleMania 30. Back from the commercial break, 2014 Cena versus Wyatt was played on the screen. Back from another commercial, and the replay is still going on. We finally see Cena won the match from 6 years ago. Cole welcomes us to SmackDown on Fox, talks about how Wyatt recently revealed that WrestleMania 30 is the night when The Fiend was born, thanks to Cena. Cole showed us last week's segment between Wyatt and Cena. Cole hyped Cena versus Fiend at WrestleMania 36. Still to come, the contract signing for Reigns versus Goldberg. We go back to the ring. Out comes SmackDown champion, tag team champions, The Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. For another edition of Dirt Sheet. They hit the ring and pose as we go to commercial. Back at Red Cole shows us what happened between women's tag team champion Asuka and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross from last week. Kayla Braxton is backstage. Now with Furious Cross and Bliss. Cross flips out at Asuka, but a calm Bliss takes the mic and addresses Asuka. Bliss invites Asuka to SmackDown next week and challenges her to a match, which will probably set up their match for WrestleMania. We go back to the ring, and we get Miz and Morrison for another edition of the Dirt Sheet. They're missing something besides the fans. Challengers for WrestleMania 36, Morrison says they already defeated everyone in the Elimination Chamber match. Miz jokes that they should ask the audience who should be their WrestleMania opponents. Well, they've pre-taped, recorded shots of Miz and Morrison dressed up like the New Day. Well, one was dressed up as Kofi as Big E. Let's see. Dressed as Kofi and Big E. Next, we see a pre-recorded of Miz and Morrison in the audience dressed as the Usos. Well, we see the champ in the empty arena dressed as heavy machinery. They use editing here to make it look like the three tag teams are arguing with each other and making the teams look bad. Miz and Morrison are ready to take the night off, and when the music hits, out comes the real heavy machinery for a match. Miz and Morrison get up from their chairs. Otis and Tucker march to the ring for a non-title match. Back to commercial. Back to the ring. They're going at it. Morrison works on Otis. Otis overpowers Morrison, but Morrison uses his speed. Morrison goes on and launches himself at Otis, but Otis sends him to the mat. Otis with a big suplex. Tucker tags himself in. Tucker grabs the suplex while Morrison is still in the air. Timing him for a 2 count. Tucker stops the tag attempt. Morrison counters and tag. And then comes Miz off of his tag. Miz charges, but Tucker nails him with a hip toss. Catches him with a hip toss. Tucker and Otis keeps control with a double teaming on Miz. Otis with a 2 count. Tucker dumped Tucker back in for a double team on move on the Miz. They dance around in the middle of the ring. They sandwich him. Morrison runs in, but eats a double shoulder tackle. They drop double elbows to Morrison and send them both opponents out to the floor. Tucker runs the apron and leaps off, taking the champs down on the floor. Tucker brings Miz back in the ring, but Morrison helps him dump Tucker back out to the floor. Miz celebrates some as the referee warns Morrison to stay away from Tucker on the floor. Miz drop kicks Tucker through the ropes, sending him into the barrier. Miz brings him back in the ring and launches Tucker into a forearm from Morrison. Morrison flies in front of the apron, dropping an elbow on Tucker for a close 2 count. Morrison with a running knee to the face of Tucker for another 2 count. Morrison grounds Tucker in the middle of the ring. Now, as Otis cheers him on, Miz tags back in for a double team on Tucker. Miz taunts Otis. Tucker rocks both opponents and fights out on the corner. Tucker drops Miz as Otis waits for a tag. Tucker reaches for a tag, but the music interrupts and out comes Dolph Ziggler. With distraction, Miz takes advantage of the distraction and knocks Otis off the apron. Miz drops Tucker on his face for a 2 count. Ziggler is at ringside now. Morris drops Otis on the floor. Ziggler joins commentary with Michael Cole. Back to the ring, Tucker fights Morrison off from the floor. Morrison ducks Tucker for a 2 count. Miz tags in for a double team, but Tucker counters and hits a double suplex on the champions. We see the familiar glitch come across the screen. Otis finally gets a hot tag. The only time it happens during the show. The glitch, that is. The hot tag and unloads on both opponents. Miz gets taken out. Otis goes to work on Morrison. Hits a double splash on both champions in the corner. They both go down and Otis looks on. Otis does the caterpillar, but Ziggler takes the mic and interrupts him. Distraction. Otis stops the caterpillar and listens to Ziggler. Ziggler says he knows Otis is spitting with his kitten, and he wants Otis to see some photos of them together, that is. Ziggler shows us photos on the big screen of him and Mandy Rose spending time together, being happy together. Otis isn't handling it well. Ziggler taunts him and rubs it in. Otis exits the ring and snaps, attacking Ziggler at ringside. Otis goes to use the steel chair, but Miz and Morrison attack from behind to stop him. They bring Otis back in the ring, but he counters and sends him out to the floor. Ziggler is crawling away. Otis taps again and sends Morrison into the steel steps, then Miz into the announce table. Otis slams Miz repeatedly into the table, then into the steel steps. Otis catches Morrison in midair and destroys him again. Otis is grunting and walking around, stopping to look at a photo of Ziggler and Rose on the big screen again. Otis charges and tackles Morrison through the barrier. Miz is also taken out. Otis grabs a steel chair, but Tucker tries to calm him down. The referee is also yelling at him from the ring. Otis doesn't listen and unloads on the champs with a steel chair. And the referee calls for the bell for the disqualification. After the bell, Ziggler looks on from the stage as he's shocked and emotional. Otis continues to destroy things at ringside until Tucker consoles him to try and calm him down. Ziggler looks worried in this segment. So to come segment, Bryans versus Goldberg contract signing. Back to commercial. Back to the rate. Cole's is in the ring with a contract signing. Back to commercial. Back to the rate. Cole's in the ring. Hyping WrestleMania 36 brings out Roman Reigns first. For the WrestleMania 36 contract signing, Cole brings out Goldberg next. As he gets some pyro, Goldberg enters the ring and places the title on the table. As they stare each other down, Cole asks them to take their seats, but they toss the chairs out of the ring and continue staring at each other. Cole asks Goldberg who he expected to answer his recent challenge. Goldberg actually hoped it would be Reigns, but he didn't think Reigns had the balls to challenge him. Cole asks Reigns why he accepted. Reigns says he's been fortunate because all the greats from John Cena to The Undertaker have challenged him, but they all failed. Reigns says Goldberg will be no different. Coleslaw asked Reigns about a recent shot he took at Goldberg on Twitter and his headbutt. Reigns says Goldberg is nothing but a little B-word bulldog in his yard, holding a title that he never earned. Reigns signs a contract as Goldberg stares him down. Goldberg calls him a punk. It says he's been destroying steel doors all over the world with his headbutt. And come to WrestleMania, Reigns will be his next victim. Goldberg signs the contract and hands a folder to Cole. Goldberg picks the title up and flips the table. They both meet in the middle of the ring and stare each other down as SmackDown goes off the air. 205 Live commentators John Costo and Aiden English welcomes us to a brand new episode of 205 Live. First match of the night was announced. Danny Burch versus Joaquin Wilde. Bell rings, both men lock up. Burch pushes Wilde into the corner. Burch backs away from the corner. They go for a second lock up. Burch takes Wilde down on the canvas and locks Wilde's arm up. Wilde desperately tries to break out of the hold with a few twists and turns, but Burch holds on tight. Wilde gets up. Burch and Wilde take their brawl to the outside. Burch lands a strong uppercut, sends Wilde into the barricade. Wilde jumps off the barricade back in the ring. Wilde locks Burch's arm up. Burch calls over and grabs a hold of the bottom rope. Wilde gets Burch's arm locked in again. Burch fights out of the hold with a few right hands, strikes, followed by a Mr. Dropkick. Burch goes for the cover. Wilde kicks out too. Wilde fires back with double knees to Burch's chest. Wilde climbs to the top, flies off. Burch rolls out of the way. Burch headbutts Wilde, then locks in a crossface. Wilde taps out, and Burch is winning. And now your main event, Oney Lorcan versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. Lorcan pushes Scott into the corner. Lorcan backs up. Both men go back and forth. Submission holds. Lorcan presses his knee into Scott's uppercut. Scott rolls through. Lorcan lands a thunderous chop, followed by a Boston uppercut. Scott receives a back elbow from Lorcan. Scott counters with a tilt-the-world backbreaker. Scott covers. Lorcan kicks out two. Scott's caught in the ropes. Lorcan takes advantage of this and with a jacket screw leg whip. Scott and Lorcan take their fight to the outside. Not for long. They make their way back in the ring. Scott lands a few right leg strikes towards Lorcan's face. Scott sends Lorcan down with the inside-out lariat. Scott climbs to the top and lands an uppercut on the back of Lorcan's neck. Scott lands the fight ladder and covers Lorcan. Lorcan kicks out at 2.5. Scott climbs up to the top rope again. But this time, lands a double stomp on Lorcan's chest. Scott goes for the cover one last time and wins the match. That concludes the episode of 205 Live. This video, Sasha Banks reacted to this video here, the link, including the upcoming six-pack elimination challenge for Bayley's SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Also included in the match is Dana Brooke, Tamina Snuka, and Naomi and Lacey Evans. Did you watch? Did you see it? Banks asked Kayla Braxton. I mean, I have to get gear. Number one, I have to get my hair done and my nails. Hello, I have to go. I have to go pick up my dog because I'm late. Leave me alone. I hate Paige. I hate her. I love Bayley, but the show the spark. Speaking of Paige, Pete Insider reported that she was not backstage for the segment with Bayley and Banks, as there was a locker room in the background. Paige's portion were shot in California and then edited for the show. At one point, she was set to fly into Orlando for the show, but they decided to work the story a different way and keep her home. Keep everybody safe and happy and healthy. And that concludes my video for SmackDown and 205 Live, as well as your WWE main event. Thanks again. Peace out. See you over here. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.